good morning over there to Unity and Marin. As the choir is coming up, you'll be able to tell that it's Choir Sunday, and the first song that we're going to sing is the one that we have been singing for the past few Sundays, Karen Drucker's I Start My Day. If you'll stand with us. We're going to jazz it up a little bit.
I am now in the choir. Check me out. They said it would never happen. Good morning, Unity and Marin. Good morning. Let's say thank you to the choir. Yay! Could you come to my house Monday through Friday around 5:30 in the morning and bring that song forwards? I would love to wake up that way. Right? Happy day. I'm Tom McAuliffe. I'm happy to be here today. And we have a great service lined up for you. Take a look around and notice the radiant beings in this room. Yeah, baby. Good morning. Good morning. On the screen behind me, you see the Unity and Marin mission statement. Let's state this together with vigor. We are a spiritual community committed to authenticity in the expression of love and support for each other in living an awakened and enlightened life. I felt that. Did you feel that? Yes. I'm going to read a few announcements here. Medora, are you going to mention, do you want to talk about Ash Wednesday, or do you want me to? Oh, Tim's going to do that. Okay.
Hi, good morning. Hey, we got something special coming. It's called Lent, and I'm going to be explaining that in the message today. But we're going to have Ash Wednesday this Wednesday. Now, you may go, what's that? Well, come and find out. But I'll be explaining it a little bit more in the message today. And so at 7:15 this Wednesday, Reverend Medora and I will lead an Ash Wednesday service here in the sanctuary. We'll be in the round, and I'll be speaking, and it'll be a time of transformation and a time of really focusing in and zeroing in on the presence. So please come and join us this Wednesday at 7:15. Thank you.
We also have the opportunity on Thursday, the 27th, with Regina Ruggiero, who's going to be talking about Keep a True Lent. It's a wonderful Unity classic work, and Regina's studied this and studied a lot of Unity principles over the years. So make yourself available for that. This is Thursday at 10:15 here in the morning. And starting on March 8th through March 29th, we have the Unity Way of Life. This is open to all of us who want to learn more about the Unity New Thought movement, as well as it's a required class if you'd like to become a member of Unity in Marin. So that is starting Sunday, March the 8th. And then this afternoon at 1 o'clock here in the sanctuary, Dane Rose will be talking about homelessness, a humanitarian crisis here in California. You might have noticed that our Governor Newsom has made that the topic of his State of the State address this last week. So Dane will be talking about what's going on and what we can do about that. Please rise as you are able and let us sing out our statement of truth.
To get the best out of this song, Let the Rain of Your Presence Fall on Me, I invite you to close your eyes and just take it in.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Tim Lytle, the senior minister here. So if we haven't met yet, I want to extend to you a great welcome and thank you all for being here. Welcome home. Welcome to the place that nurtures your spirit, that celebrates who you are. And if this is your first time here, or first time since I've been here, we have some gifts. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to give you a deal. Who likes a deal? Do you like a deal? Okay. Here's the deal. We have some gifts and we're ordering more. So if we don't have enough for everyone this morning, we'll get them for you. Okay? If we know your address or if you come back next Sunday. And so if this is your first time here or first time since I became senior minister here, would you raise your hand and we'll bring you gifts right here. Thank you. Thank you. Right there. Anyone else? Anybody? Okay. Thank you for being with us. So that is a mug. That is Unity and Marin, and it also has information about Unity and Marin and the Unity movement. Okay, anyone else? All right. And I'd like for us to look at this camera and welcome all of our love streamers, if we could wave to them. The people from Hawaii like it when I give them the shaka. If you want to give them a shaka, this is a shaka. And wherever you are in the world, we're so grateful you are here. We have people who watch us from Congo, from France, Nigeria, Taiwan, all over the world. And so we are holding Hong Kong, China, we're praying with you, and all over the world. So we welcome our love streamers. And I'd like for us to give a blessing to our love streamers and all the new people and all of us in between. So as we extend our hands to one another and to you love streamers, please repeat after me. We bless you.
We bless you.
We recognize who you really are.
We recognize who you really are.
You are the love and light of God. And we are here to support you, to love you, to celebrate you. Welcome to Unity. All right, let's give them all a good hand. Thank you. And on this screen, we have a number that you can go to that you can text so that you can, if you're new here, you go to that number and you text the word welcome and you get a little digital card, and then you can fill out some basic information. So that sets up a contact between you and I by way of email and text. Or if you've been here a while, same number, and text the word loop. Let's see, on last count, I believe maybe about 220 people that I have on that. So I can give you updates when I need to give you an update or stay in contact. And I want to tell you that on the next slide, we have a group that we started last month, and that is Let's Connect. Let's Connect will be meeting next Sunday at 1 o'clock. And we had a fabulous time last month. So new people came and asked questions and explored what Unity's about, and there were also leaders from the board, from the prayer ministry, from our education ministry. It was a great time. So remember that next Sunday at 1 o'clock, okay? All right. So our prayer chaplain, all right. Kathleen, thank you. You are bringing forward the prayer box, which has our requests in it. And the prayer box will be out in the front entrance following the service. You can put your requests in there, We pray over those. Then we send them the silent unity to be held in prayer for an additional 30 days. And by the way, you can always call Silent Unity anytime, any day or night, 24 hours a day at 1-800-NOW-PRAY. As I was watching the news this week, I was watching about Syria. Did you know that there's almost 1 million displaced people in Syria? About 1 million displaced people. Because of war, they have to move from place to place to stay alive and move their families. And did you know that about 80% of those people are women and children? I watched a video this week of children playing on barren ground in a refugee camp, playing while you could hear the sounds of bombs going off nearby. What would that be like to grow up that way? I remember visiting the West Bank in Israel and experiencing those children and their resolve to live. That power of God that lives in us, because we know we're never disconnected from that power. Wherever we are, God is. So whatever is going on in your life, in your family, in our country, in our world, we know there is truly only one power and one presence, active as our lives and as the universe. I invite you, if you would like, close your eyes or relax your gaze and take a deep breath. And as we take a deep breath, we move from our head to our heart. We allow our hearts to open. We allow the presence to fall upon us, to surround us, to spring up within us. For wherever we are, God is. In this moment, we are in the presence. We are in the presence of love. We are in the presence of pure love and light. And this love is never divided, diminished, diluted in any way, but is everywhere fully present. And so we know together collectively right now, our love streamers all over the world and all those gathered here, we know together the presence of light and love, the presence of the divine, ministering, assisting all over the world. Refugees in Syria, children all over the world who are orphaned, the homeless here in Marin County, here in our congregation. Spirit, we lift up all the concerns of our hearts, knowing that in this presence there is peace. There is everything that we need. And we also open ourselves to be the hands and feet of God to touch the lives that we can. We bless this service. We bless this service knowing that we are in the presence and we are the presence. We give thanks, and so it is. Amen.
The sacred reading this morning comes from Charles Fillmore's Keep a True Lent, which is the class that Regina Regaro will be teaching. starting this week. I urge you to read it if you can't come. Lent is a very, very, very special and sacred time. So as we come together now, please settle in and listen to the words of Fillmore. Love is that mighty power, that divine quality of God that is expressing through all humankind. And love cannot be suppressed by any outside force. We firmly declare that love is expressing through us, and that no environment or external condition can hinder love. Any unloving condition of the world is no bar to our exercise of love. In fact, it is an incentive. We are not afraid to pour out love on all the so-called evil of the world. We deny the appearance of evil and affirm the omnipotence of love and goodness. The word love overcomes hate, overcomes resistance, overcomes opposition, obstinacy, anger, jealousy, and all other error states where there is mental or physical friction. As divine love enters the thought processes, every cell of our body is poised and balanced in space. In quietness and confidence, I affirm, God fills me with new life. I am cleansed, strengthened, and healed in the silence. With confidence, I affirm, God fills me with new life. I am cleansed, strengthened, and healed. And so it is.
For this next song, I would like you to give a round of applause to our violinist for the day, Annabelle Lynch. Our flautist. Annabelle, we're just expecting you to play everything. In this upcoming week of Lent, it has historically been such a place of denial for people. But for many people who have been disenfranchised and oppressed, they need hope and transformation, as Tim is going to be talking about over Lent. And so we dedicate this song called I Believe I Can Fly.
All right, let's give it up for our choir and Cindy Acker. Thank you, and Josh. Thanks so much. And today I'm going to be talking about what is a metaphysical Lent. Now, first of all, you may wonder, what is Lent, period? Lent is 46 days, including 6 Sundays. But the 6 Sundays kind of don't count because Sundays are counted as a feast day. And so outside of those 6 Sundays, you have 40 days. And the story of Jesus is that he went into the wilderness to pray and to fast for 40 days. Or the Hebrew people wandered in the desert with Moses for 40 years. You have these 40s that occur throughout the Hebrew and Christian scriptures, which represents the number of completion. 40 is the number of completion. So 40 days of Lent is meant to be a time of renewing our lives, a time of letting go of things that don't belong in our lives, so that we can really experience that risen divine as us, which we will talk about on Easter. It all leads up to Easter, raising up to that divine that each and every one of us is. So, Lent, I would like to teach you this acronym if you haven't heard it before. I mentioned it last Sunday, I believe. Stands for Let's Eliminate Negative Thinking, L.E.N.T. Now, that's not the official thing. You won't find that in Webster's dictionary, but that's kind of a unitized New Thought explanation of Lent. Let's say that together. Let's eliminate negative thinking. Now, that doesn't mean being unrealistic. That doesn't mean ignoring the things that are around us, just as I was talking about Syria earlier, but it's about eliminating the idea of lack, the idea of anything that is restricting us from really coming into our own. I want to tell you a little personal story. I typically tell some personal stories. It's easier than telling other people's personal stories because I figure, well, I'm the only one to blame if I'm upset with what I reveal. So, years ago, as you know, many of you know, I was a minister in another tradition, but I was a pastor for years, and then I went into chaplaincy, hospital chaplaincy. I loved working in the hospitals, working with psychiatric patients. I specialized in that, and then I moved into trauma services and intensive care work. And while I was going through that process, I would get these little nudges. Now I'm using my thumb, which my thumb bends backwards. But I'd get these little nudges that would come through different people, like my Kabbalah teacher, mentor, Torah teacher, Rabbi Nissim Wernick. When he had invited me to take part in a Holocaust memorial service that had 400 to 600 people, and I did this meditation and prayer, and it was very, very moving for me and for everyone else there. And Rabbi came up to me afterwards and said, "What are you doing?" I thought, ooh, did I do something wrong? And he almost seemed angry. "What are you doing? Why are you hiding? You could be reaching a lot of people. You have been hiding your gifts. What are you hiding from?" I was speechless because I was being called out. I was hiding from some past pain. Now, I loved, and I still love, working in the hospital, but I was hiding from some things, some traumatic experiences, and I wanted to escape them and hide from it. He was calling me out. And then, some of you have heard this story, when Olga Lucia and I together went to Unity, and it was her first time to come with me. I had been gone from there for some time. When she and I came back, it was her first time. We walked into the sanctuary. Olga Lucia is not, how do I want to put this? Woo-woo? She's very pragmatic. She's very practical, very scientific type mind. She doesn't declare herself a psychic or anything like that. But we walked into the Unity Church, and she said, "You are going to be the minister of this church." I said, "What? What are you talking about? Are you crazy? I've done that. I've been there. Got the t-shirt, not going back." He's like, "No, I know it. You are going to be the minister of this church." I thought, good grief, why did I bring her? So, I got active in that church and active as one of the prayer ministry, prayer chaplains. And that was a struggle for me. Do I want to get that involved in church? Became a prayer chaplain after lots of discernment, some struggle. Got very involved in ministering with people there, ended up standing next to the senior minister every Sunday, and if there was a prayer request, it'd be handed off to me. And, she called me into her office one day and said, "Everyone here believes that you're the associate minister. Would you like to be?" Again, I was forced to face, what am I hiding from? I had to face it and sit with it and then tell her, yes, I do feel called to that. And then 4.5 months later, she resigned. Surprise! I didn't know it was coming either. I had to work through some stuff. I had to let go of some stuff in order for what was wanting to rise up in me to rise up. It's kind of like the tomb experience that's described with Jesus. It's like the stone had to be rolled away in order to come out. And I was keeping these stones in front of me, these obstacles in front of me to keep me from coming out. And so during that time after the minister had resigned, I was speaking more and more at the church. And we had primarily African American blues, rhythm and blues, rock musicians and singers. And one of them had one of those big Hammond B organs with Leslie speaker. If you know anything about that, you don't. Okay. I need to take you all to some, I need to take you to a church where you can hear that kind of music. And you'll see me jumping and dancing. Anyway. And so one of them, Huron Bro, would sing this song, "I Believe I Can Fly." I thought, God, what is it? What is it that's wanting to come forth here? What is it that's wanting to come forth in you? Do you believe you can fly? Do you believe you can let go of those things that have held you back? Do you believe that you can let go of some of those beliefs? In Unity, we call them error, E-R-R-O-R, error beliefs. those things that hold us back, those things behind which we hide. And the ego has a purpose. The ego's purpose is to try to protect us, to try to get us to find our way in this world. But sometimes in its effort to protect us, the adverse ego can become very, very strong and can tell us, no, don't do that, don't try that. Who do you think you are to do that? And yet there is something within us, that Spirit of God living in, through, and as us, that Spirit of God that will never die, was never born, the presence of God, outpicturing as you, that presence can never be defeated. In unity, when we talk about practicing denials, we're not talking about going off into la-la land. We're talking about denying power to those beliefs that are holding us back. Denying power to those restrictive thoughts that inhibit the divine presence that's wanting to express fully as you. In Charles Fillmore's Keep a True Lent, on the subject of denial, he says, therefore I deny out of consciousness old error thoughts, as if I were gently sweeping away cobwebs. And I affirm positively and fearlessly that I am a child of God. So it's not that you have to blast it out with dynamite. We gently sweep it away as cobwebs because those error thoughts do not have real substance. It's a temporary construct that we've made in our consciousness. We gently sweep it away so that truth can come forth, the real truth of what we are. And that's what we're here to reveal. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Phillips translation of the Christian scriptures. Romans chapter 12, verse 2, the Phillips translation, basically says, do not let the world squeeze you into its own mold. Do not let the world squeeze you into its own mold. Have you ever felt squeezed? Like there's some effort to try to get you to, I don't know, fit a cookie cutter pattern that doesn't fit you. Have you ever felt squeezed by the world? And we're talking about that sense consciousness. That's what we mean by the world. And that scripture goes on to say, rather, let your mind be remolded by the presence of God within you. Let your mind be remolded. That presence of God, that knowing that you know. Emily Cady, in her wonderful unity work. So I'm all right. We're giving you some things to study here. Keep It True, Lent, which there will be a class. And Lessons in Truth by Emily Cady, where she talks about when you know from the source, when you know from the source of truth, any argument to the contrary will fall helpless at your side. Any argument from the outside circumstances, any argument from an outside source, when one is convinced that they know, everything else falls away. So Lent is the process of letting go of error thinking. Letting go of those things that get in our way. Some people think of it as austere. You know, some people, I was a leader in the Catholic Church at one point, and You know, some people would give up chocolate for Lent. Yeah, that'd be tough. Other people would give up other really pleasurable things, just fill in the blank. So they thought that what Lent was about was giving up something pleasurable. Okay, you know, to really focus on God. But in Unity, we don't believe that you have to give up something pleasurable in order to connect with God. In fact, we know that when we connect with the source, when we connect with truth, life takes on greater joy, greater meaning. It's not about taking meaning and joy out of it. So Lent really is a happy time because we're letting go of stuff that's in the way so that we can really move forward in our lives. So anybody know, okay, Ash Wednesday's Wednesday, this Wednesday. What's Tuesday? Mardi Gras. Fat Tuesday. Okay. So, this is my Mardi Gras mask. Right? Do you have a Mardi Gras mask? Yeah? And Mardi Gras is about celebrating life. Mardi Gras is about enjoying life and being colorful and being out there. Mardi Gras is not about holding back. Mardi Gras is about living life to its fullest. Yeah. So to me, Mardi Gras is a good symbol for Lent. It's about experiencing joy. It's about experiencing real life and real color in our lives. It's about letting go of the things that are holding us back, gently denying them, and affirming truth, and knowing that the party is about to begin. And here's the, And here's the good news. Everyone's invited to this party. Everyone's invited to the party of being what we really are. So, if this fits you, I ask this question. What are you hiding from? What are you holding back from doing that your spirit knows that it knows is yours to do? What are you hiding from? Let it go. Come out into that real color and real beauty and love of life. Hopefully next year we can have a Mardi Gras party. With Zydeco, I love Zydeco music. If you don't know what Zydeco is with the washboard and everything, I love Zydeco. So, know that we are here to let go of what doesn't belong and to embrace our true nature. That is what a metaphysical Lent is. Thank you. Thanks. So, let's affirm together, if you would. Please repeat after me. I let go, of anything, that's in my way, of revealing, the divine, as me. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you. So as our ushers come forward, I don't have my card ready yet, but some of you who give automatically, you know, we have these cards. You can pick them up in the office, and you can put in a card that indicates you give online. It has an affirmation on it, and it has a prayer request space on the back. And the affirmation today is, I attract my good according to the thoughts, feelings, and mental pictures I radiate. That's good. All right, repeat after me. I attract my good according to the thoughts, feelings, and mental pictures I radiate. So as you take your offering in your hands, we are just so grateful, and we give with gratitude, and so it is. Amen.
I always like to put in a plug for joining the choir. We have a new choir member Oh yeah, well back. So I was just going to say, and we have two choir members who haven't been with us for a little bit and are now back. So can you put your hands up? And Cindy Hall is going to sing solo to a song that we've missed hearing her voice, called Prayer of Jabez, Enlarge My Territory, Bless Me.
Bless me, bless me, oh God, bless me indeed, enlarge my territory, oh God, bless me indeed. Bless me indeed. Bless me, bless me, oh God, bless me indeed, enlarge my territory, oh
prayer of Jabez from 1 Chronicles in the Hebrew Scriptures. I pray for increase. Yeah, thanks. As our ushers come forward with the offering, we extend our hands to this offering, blessing it with the power of consciousness, knowing that this is infinite substance from which there is never any lack or limitation of any kind. We celebrate the abundance in our lives with joy and gratitude. And we say together, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen. And thank you, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful choir, beautiful talk. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. What was that line, the second line from the Phillips translation?
The second line. The second line.
The first one was, do not let yourself be squeezed.
Don't let the world squeeze you into its mold. Rather, allow the presence of God within you to remold your mind.
Rather, let the presence of God within you remold your mind. Thank you. I'll carry that for 40 days, including Sundays. Total of 46. We have a community cleanup day coming up on Saturday, March 21st. I've been doing a lot of cleanup around my house. I'm not sure I'll make it that day. But just in case, yeah, come on out and have fun. We'll clean up Unity a little bit anyway. Thank you to our flower sponsors, Christine Milne, and thank you to Lee for doing our flower arranging today. Happy birthday, Christine. Thank you to our hospitality sponsors, Ann Armour and Christine Milne again. And Unity Prayer Chaplains, please rise. Seek out these angels amongst us who will accelerate thought into God mind and bless you with every blessing possible. Seek them out in the sanctuary after the service. Let's stand and sing our prayer for protection. State this. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Amen. Let's sing our peace song. Please hold hands and sing the peace song.